Hello explorers, welcome back. It is Travel Tuesday. Let me adjust some things. There we go. Okay. We don't have as much money as we normally have. We have 50. Wow, I wish that was a 50. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 125, and I do have all this money next to me that needs to go back to the bank. So if I need to get different amounts, I can do that. That's not an issue. I'm trying to get this in a spot that I want it in. Okay. So, like I said, it is Travel Tuesday. No, this is... Why does this... It just doesn't seem right. Got my pop in the way. That's okay. Whatever. Anyways, we're going to start with New York. There we go. Where is my scratching tool? Here it is. $3. We're just putting, and we are going to be, obviously, this is going to be one of the first times ever that we're probably not going to make it through the binder. That's okay. That's okay. So we're going to put $3 in here. We have 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can condense this a little bit. We can for a 5. Okay. So in this one, we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 5, 56. 56, this brings in $100, so we're just over halfway done with it. And this is from the Borealis Exchange on Etsy. It's a Canadian seller. It has a bunch of, like, different places. We did this one, obviously, for the trip we're getting ready to go on. We're going to do this one. So I think when we're done with this one, we will start on this one or this one. So both, which is nice because I told you guys, it's been hard to find Greece and Italy challenges. And the fact that this book, I bought this book probably a year and a half to 2 years ago, and I just have done them as we're saving for different areas we're going to. When I bought it, this was the only one we did because that was the only place we were going to. And honestly, I think I'll probably put stickers back on here and do this one again. But it's just been cool to just, instead of doing the whole book, just saving it and making it, you know, something that I do as I go to those destinations, because now we're saving for a trip to New York for July. We're going here next week. Wait. Yeah. No. As of you guys seeing this, we leave tomorrow. So you see this on Tuesday, we leave on Wednesday. So that's really cool. Next year, we are planning a trip here and here. It's the same trip. And then next year, we're also hoping to finally take this trip. So it's been really fun to do this one. It's actually, originally I was like, did I waste my money since I only did one on here, which at the time was the Japan one, but as we're broadening our horizons and going to new places, it's been pretty cool to just do one at a time. And I just lost all those challenges out of the back. Should probably clean those out of there. Alright, this is a hotel challenge. This is from my store. It's going to save $100, and we got 7 today. So this one is going towards hotels. This will not be hotels for big trips like the one that we're leaving for tomorrow, or like the one that we are going to in August. This is more for like the New York one where it's only going to be a weekend. So we're going to put 7 into there. 5, 6, and 7. So in this one we have 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, this one only says 50, not 100. I'm sorry. Slow and steady on the hotels. So this one, I would use this for New York. I would use this for, like, when we stay with Universal, they will usually only give us 2 nights as a partnership. I like to have 3. I feel like 3 is a good number. That gives us 2 full days. Anytime I partner with a hotel, I like 3 nights. Because you figure the first night, you're checking in and you don't check in until 4. So you're not getting a full day. The next day is a full day. And then that's your second night. And if they only give you 2 nights, then you check out the next day. So really only have 1 full day. And with like Universal, that full day is spent in the park. So I like to do 3 nights. That gives me 2 full days to completely film the hotel. It gives me 1 day to fully film the hotel, 1 day to actually enjoy the hotel. That's how I like to do things. So that is that. But they only give us 2 nights, so I always pay for a 3rd night. And they do give me a discount. They give me a media rate. I won't even deny that. So this one we're going to scratch. This is from Janelle at Janelle Ray Budgets. And we are only putting $1 in there today. And this is for souvenirs. Again, not souvenirs for a big trip like the ones that we're leaving for tomorrow or the ones in August. Those big trips, they get their own savings. Like these are for if we take like a weekend, like when we did the weekend trip to Vero Beach. I like to have money in souvenirs just in case there is something we see and the kids want it and we don't have to tell them no. But we're also not planning on spending a ton of money there. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swap that out for this. So we have 10, 25, 35, 45, 50. Oh my gosh, you guys, I forgot I said I wasn't going to count this. Dang it. Oh well, we still have 5 spots left, so that'll change. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Next up is a challenge from my shop. This is for Disney. And once you guys see the video on Thursday, you're going to be like, why are you still saving for Disney? But that's okay. So this one we're putting $11 into. That's taking a big chunk of our money. The next one's going to take a huge chunk of our money. So 5, 10, and 11. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so in this one, which saves 100, we have 10, 25, 35, 45, 50, $1. We do have Disney World passes, but we're also wanting to go to Disneyland. So in November, actually really quick, this one's going to take a huge amount of money. This is also from my shop. When we go to New York, we're going to a Cubs game. That's why we're going. So I'm just doing one challenge for it because I only have really one Cubs baseball scratch off. So I figured let's just do this big one, even if it hurts. $28. Okay. So we do have Disney World passes, but we are looking to go to Disneyland in October because Corey goes to TwitchCon every year. TwitchCon is in San Diego. And it just so happens to be the exact same days as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. It just so happens to be the exact same days as when we were Young Fest in Vegas this year. So we are, and that's what I wanted to take Wrigley to. So we decided, you know what, let's all of us fly out there. And the way we're going to do this is Corey is going to fly with Wrigley to TwitchCon in San Diego. I'm going to fly with Lennox to Anaheim, or well, to LAX. And then Lennox and I are going to go to Disneyland the first day. Corey and Wrigley and Corey are going to go to TwitchCon the first day. The second day, we're going to switch kids. Haven't quite figured out how we're going to do that just yet, but we're going to switch kids. He's going to take Lennox to TwitchCon with him. I am going to take Wrigley with me, and Wrigley and I are going to fly from LAX to Vegas, where Wrigley and I will go to when we were Young Fest. So that way each kid is having to go with him to TwitchCon, which they're not going to want to do, but they each have to spend 1 day with him in TwitchCon, and I'm taking them each 1 day to something they like. So Lennox, I'm going to take her to Disneyland. Wrigley, I'm going to take to when we were Young Fest. And then we're still figuring it out, but I think 1 day I'm going to take both kids to Disneyland because TwitchCon is technically 3 days. So we might actually do it where maybe the first day I will have both kids at Disneyland. And then the next day, Corey will get Wrigley and just Lennox and I will go to Disneyland. And then the day after that, we'll switch kids and I will take Wrigley to when we were Young Fest. But we're figuring out those logistics still. So for this one, we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. So $178 in this one. It brings in $250. So yeah, that one, we have 3 weeks left, and then that one will be done. All right, next up is another one from my shop. This is for food. We are finishing it today. And it's $14. And we didn't count this one last time, so I actually didn't know how big this was going to be. I hope they have these again this year, because these were actually really, really good. This was at Disney's Swan and Dolphin. It was the Food and Wine Classic, not to be confused with the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. So let's just put 15 in and take out a 1. We got lots of 5s in here. So we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. And we will paper clip this. That is a completed challenge, which I will be doing my reallocation. I think you guys see it next week. I have a planner. I had to plan out all of these videos so that I filmed them correctly, like in order and everything, because they are end of month videos. And we're putting in a lot of new videos that I haven't done in a very long time. So next is the gas challenge, but I think we're going to have to skip it today. So we're going to go straight to the cruise challenge. If we have money, we'll try and come back to gas, but I don't think it's going to work out. All right, so this challenge is from my friend Jen. She sent this to me when she went to the Titanic exhibit, and we are putting in $10. We would get a big number. So we're just taking that 10, putting it in this cute little pouch that she also sent me. And this is going to go towards our Greece and Italy trip, because we're looking at taking a cruise for that trip, which we've never done before. We've never done a cruise as part of like our trip. I mean, we've done Disney cruises, and we've done Disney World like with it or whatever, but we've never like gone somewhere and taken a vacation and then done a cruise, and like, I don't know, it's going to be a different way of traveling, and I'm excited to try it out. So this one is for Universal Savings, because I do partner with Universal. As I said, they will only provide 2 hotel nights when I partner with them, and then they also don't pay for food or souvenirs, obviously. So I do have to have money in that. It is all a tax write-off for me, but people get confused when you're like, the amount of times they hear, yeah, but it's a tax write-off. Yeah, but that money still has to come from somewhere. It's not just like, oh, well, or, oh, you can take that out of your business funds. Yeah, but where do you think those business funds come from? Like, this is actual money that I have to shell out. It's not just like, oh, it's fine, it's business. Yeah, at the end of the end of the year when I file taxes, it's great, but in the interim, I still have to come up with that money. Did I do 15, 20, 30, 40, 44? Dang it, I don't know which one I scratched. I think it was 9. Yeah, so 9. So we'll just put back a 1, take a 10. So in here we have 20, 30, 45, 50, 1, 2, 3. $53. This one brings in 100. And this was taken at Super Nintendo World in Universal Studios Hollywood. Okay, next up is actually the Wizard of Oz Savings Challenge, and we're going to skip that one because that's not a priority. And we're going to do this one. So this one is one of my challenges. I have partnered with, oh my gosh, 14. You guys, I'm getting all the highest ones today. I have partnered with Dollywood in the past, which is when I got all these photos. So we're saving because we really want to go again. The kids have been asking to go again. They had an absolute blast. I was actually really worried about it because my kids are spoiled with Universal and Disney. So I was afraid they were going to think that Dollywood was lame. They loved it. They absolutely loved it, and they have begged to go back. 5, 10, 15, and I'm so glad. For me, it had nostalgia. For Corey and the kids, it did not, because they had never been, so it really didn't hold that same, like, special place for them. for me, even if it wasn't great, because obviously it had been like 20 years since I'd been there, even if it hadn't been great, it at least held that, like I said, that nostalgia, so that was enough. But no, we loved it. So this one now has 10, 20, 30, 40, 5, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, $54. And then the last one in the binder is this one from Glow Budgets. And this is for Bestie Day. Jasmine and I do like a lot. We do a lot of like one-day trips. We're both influencers with the same agency. And so my manager is the owner of the agency and her manager is the CFO of the agency. So they're always getting together because they know we're best friends. They're always getting together and trying to get us to do different like influencer trips. So we I need to have money in for just in case, because the amount of times we call each other up and we're like, hey, like she called me up and last year and she was like, so do you want to go to Thailand? And I was like, yeah, of course, like, yes. And then it fell through because the hotel like kind of screwed us over, so we just didn't take the trip. I called her and was like, hey, how do you feel about going to Spain? And she was like, okay. Like, when? And then that was supposed to be the Virgin one that we were supposed to do. We had everything booked. We were good to go. Only for them to, like, literally last minute be like, oh, it filled up. Which is why we ended up just doing the one to the Dominican. Which was fine because both of us had most of our funds allocated to other trips anyways. And I was able to add in that trip to the UK in August. So it really did work out, because otherwise I would not have been able to take that trip, because I would have spent a good amount of money on flights to Spain. And I will always choose trips with my kids and my husband over trips with friends. So it really, really did work out. All right, what do we have left? We have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay. So let's see if there's something we can do in here. See, a lot of these have really big numbers. We can do this 20. Oh, that's really exciting, because I didn't think we were going to be able to do anything. So 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have $3 left over. Where am I going to put $3? I don't quite know yet. Why am I trying? I'm trying to find where to put this money, and I forgot it needs to go in the container, and I didn't bring the container down. So this is from Budget by Valerie. I'm using this. Originally, this was being used to save for my birthday. But I think instead, because I don't know where I'm going for my birthday, I think instead I might be using this to save for Greece. Because that will be a really nice chunk of change towards Greece. So what we're going to do, I don't have a catch-all right now, so we're going to put that $3 into this challenge from Jen. So that means we got to go through and find, there's a 3. Sounds good. That way every single dollar is going into something. Take this $3, put it into here. I wonder how far along we are on this challenge. We don't know, because I didn't make a tracker, but this is here's the cards that we're already done with. So that's a good stack of cards. And I have no idea as far as like what bills are in there. Since it's a pouch, it can hold as much as it needs to hold. So who knows? All right, guys, that is officially all that I have for you today on Travel Tuesday. But do not miss Thursday's video, because it is going to be a very special video. I'm super excited about that video. And let's just say it is all thanks to Corey. So I'll see you guys back here on Thursday. So until next time, bye.